Amanda's Love Part 2. Sometimes I dream of Jupiter's moons. Any resemblance to reality is purely coincidental. Year 2345. The line between humans and machines blurred a long time ago. On the terminal screen, the contract flickers with the patience of a debt collector. Clause 12.7, right TO forget, fee, subsidized reversal, subject to approval. Amanda stares at it as her finger moves the cursor, like someone leafing through a will she didn't write. The letters are neat, honest in their cruelty, electronic signature, tacit acceptance, seal of the neurotech conglomerate. Below, a thin line. By waiving claims, you authorize the editing of your memory. She sighs and closes the window out of habit. The panoptic cities of Earth function like emotional credit agencies. Records, debits, monthly limits. On the screen on her desk, Amanda had already seen the codes that distributed affection by levels. Bronze for those who receive subsidized affection packages, silver for those who pay with overtime, gold for those who are part of corporate clans, platinum for those the company decides to keep alive for their usefulness. There's a bar that moves in shades: green if you comply, orange if you exceed, red if you're approaching forced memory cleansing. That day, her bar showed a timid green. One less disaster for the moment. In her office, the ceilings are screens that project edited sunsets to calm the staff. The supervisor's voice, a friendly summary with an announcer's timbre, comes through the loudspeaker. Night shift, remember to update your effective logs. The company appreciates your cooperation. Amanda mutes the sound with her arm and switches on an old console she keeps under the table, the offline mode no one should ever use. That mode is a bug she knows all too well. It was her first toy back when she still believed she could fix the system from the inside. Contracts aren't just words. They're patches applied to the emotional cortex, routines that limit crying, modulate pleasure to maintain productivity, erase distracting names. There are clauses for everything: permission to fall in love, a maximum number of mourning periods, limits on spontaneous creativity based on productivity quotas. The unions of the past were called unions. Now they're effective custodians that trade credits of freedom of thought for essential resources. A technician at the next table complains quietly, "They debited my Affectionate credits because I didn't update a delete." No one laughs. TO avoid debits. Amanda remembers when she signed her first contract. She was young, with the polished smile that recruitment ads offer. They gave her starting points, a subsidy, and access to training with AI tutors. That package included everything: her first empathy patch, the signature that would make her modules cooperate with neurotech systems. She designed those patches. She tested them, fine-tuned them, and shipped them. At first, she thought she was improving lives. Then she learned she was welding and securing chains. In the corporate cafeteria, affection is regulated like coffee, by the portion. People order 5 minutes of empathy, as if it were a hot beverage. Amanda observes and thinks about the mechanics. What happens when feeling becomes currency? What happens to people who no longer have enough credit to remember? Sometimes she dreams of Jupiter's moons, of AI monks reciting stories without charge, and it occurs to her that for an alternative to exist, something is needed that isn't listed in Clause 12.7, organized courage. That afternoon or that evening, the difference between sun and shade is a luxury. Amanda has to present a review of her effective, emotional stabilization module. In the meeting room, executives from neurotech, they look at her like someone ordering a piece of furniture. Empty expectation, clear demand. One of them, with the gaze of someone who never gets their hands dirty, asks her why her code leaves a small leak in the effective hash. A tolerance lapse, Amanda says in a measured voice. A useful door for authorized backups. A neutrality hangs in the air, almost like a sentence. After the meeting, as people disperse to take their labeled capsules, Amanda receives an encrypted notification on her personal device. The signature is improbable, a concatenation of numbers that only someone with the patience for dead files could create. She reads the first line and feels a pull. Module, external access. Origin, NESA. Identifier, a archivist. The word archivist warms the back of her neck. Without yet knowing why, what always happens when the possibility arises occurs. Her fingers tremble with restrained excitement. She leaves the building through a service corridor, passes through the security checkpoint that sprays microdoses of calm, and thinks that tomorrow could be a major cleanup, online reports suggest massive checks next week. She decides not to return to her apartment, where dimmed lights and clean routines await her. Instead, she walks toward the orbital port, where memory packets exchanged between Earth and Mars arrive. She tells herself it will be a visit out of curiosity, a minimal check. She carries the effective hash in her pocket and the tablet with its patches under her arm. She won't notify anyone. In the transfer area, the boxes are labeled with regulations: human resources, third, file B, confidentiality. An operator offers her a memory implant file, Sensual Memories, on sale. Amanda waves it away as if swatting a fly. She looks for a connection point she already knew about from rumors, an abandoned terminal that conceals a listening frequency. There, with the tablet in ghost mode, he connects to the red network. A name appears on the screen: Alex, Underground Station. A nearly ceremonial ping signals a response: if you want, come. There are memories that can't be contained in contracts.